It's really cold, and I can't stand that. I'm regretting going bald right before this trip. After 2 decades of dreaming, years of planning, and a whole pandemic later, finally, it's my turn to say that I'm in Japan. After a nice relaxing night in Tokyo, I was back on a plane within 12 hours to go to Japan's northernmost island of Hokkaido, specifically to visit the city of Sapporo. This area is known for its miso ramen, the Sapporo beer, the Sapporo Snow Festival, but to me, I'm always going to remember it as the very first place I ever vlogged. So I made it to Sapporo. I'm very cold right now. I've been here for about an hour, and I'm dying right now, and I am freaking starving. So let's go see if I can find this ramen alley that I've heard so much about here in Sapporo. The Ganso Ramen Yokocho has been around for a very long time. It now houses 17 miso ramen shops all down one alley. No matter what time of the year that you go, this place is always jam-packed, so plan ahead before you make your way over here. The place I ended up eating just so happened to be where Anthony Bourdain came to the here. Amazing. Now, unfortunately, there was a rather rowdy American family sitting next to me that was stressing out the owner, and I didn't want to stress him out any further, so this is all I got from his restaurant. But believe me when I tell you, this was amazing. I've never had a stick of butter inside of ramen before, but in Hokkaido, this is an absolute must. This ramen also featured corn, and I actually washed it down with a Sapporo Classic, which, as far as I know, you can only find in Hokkaido. So the ramen that I had was actually really good. It was the one that Anthony Bourdain went to. Unfortunately, there was a long wait, so now I'm trying to bum rush it to another place I wanted to check out in Sapporo. The Snow Festival's happening, so the Snow Festival's going on, but we'll have to come back for that because the place I want to go to closes in like an hour and a half, so yeah, let's see what happens. A train wasn't going to make it to this location, so I got to Sapporo Station and I hailed a cab. This is the Hill of the Buddha, also known as the Atama Daibutsu. Daibutsu refers to these giant Buddha statues. You'll find multiple across Japan. So this is actually one of the more beautiful places I've ever been. Actually, probably the most beautiful place I've ever been. It's really cold, and I can't stand that. I'm regretting going bald right before this trip. But if you look, the snow is pretty deep. Yeah, it kind of comes waist high right here. Back here, you got some statues back here, and then over here on this side, you can't see it from there, but from here you should be able to see the Buddha that's poking its head right back here, and that place is insanely gorgeous. The cab driver who took me there informed me that the Buddha statue is now closed, and he asked, can we go ahead and leave? And then a few minutes into the drive, he asked me, do I like ice cream? Then he proceeded to pull over to some random shop. Alright, so this extremely kind cab driver was so kind enough to stop and give me some very famous Hokkaido ice cream. I was not expecting to eat ice cream in the middle of winter, but thanks to this very kind gentleman, he was very, very nice about this, so thank you. After giving me permission to record, he then asked,
Are you a YouTuber?
Yeah, sometimes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Please tell me your channel.
Okay, yeah, I will. To which he subscribed to at the next traffic light. I hope you're doing well, cab driver. Wish I could sit outside and eat this, but nah, too cold. If you come to Hokkaido, definitely get the ice cream here. Those are pretty good.
It was time to head back to the main portion of Sapporo and to explore the real reason why I was here. As the sun starts to set on this cold winter night, the signs are starting to illuminate. This is one of the many reasons why I love Japan. The aesthetic of these signs is just absolutely stunning, and I know I'm not the only one who thinks this way. If you're a big fan of these signs like I am, you should definitely make your way to Sapporo at some point. After a nice and pleasant walk through the ice sculptures, it was time to make my way towards the main part of the snow festival, where you would see things like all these fish frozen in a block of ice. This is Odori Park, home of the Sapporo TV tower. As I got closer, I noticed the lights are absolutely stunning, but they're not flashing at a normal pace. Weird.
So from far away, I could see this tower flashing from like blocks away, right? But what I didn't know until I got over here is that it's being controlled by whoever's on the xylophone right now. How cool is that? Why can't more places have this? This is cool.
Indeed, it was very cool. What was also cool was seeing hit anime characters in ice form such as Anya from Spy Family, Pochita from Chainsaw Man, and I'm forgetting.
Who is that?
Oh, thank you. Now, I've been to my share of music festivals before, such as EDC in Las Vegas, Transmission Festival in Prague, but nothing, and I mean nothing, will hold a candle to what I witnessed this day, known as Snow Miku. Created as an embodiment of snowy Sapporo, Snow Miku actually has made an appearance at the Snow Festival ever since 2010. The crowd here was actually kind of large, and it was kind of warm around here, and I was getting really cold, so yeah, that's my excuse. That's why I was over here. I'm editing this video months later, and this song is still stuck in my head. No, but seriously, I'm not from a snowy area. I don't get to see stuff like this, so seeing a giant ice sculpture with projection mapping on it, just the tech behind it, I thought was pretty neat. I mean, just look at this nerd. He's having the time of his life. The Sapporo Snow Festival is only held 1 week out of the entire year, and if you're ever in Japan in that time, you should absolutely go. As I walked around and admired this horse projection, I realized my time in Sapporo was almost to a close, and it was time for me to head back to the airport. After making it to the airport and admiring this salmon jerky, in true vacation fashion, my flight was delayed. After finally making it back to Tokyo, I waited over an hour in the cold and rain for a taxi, and eventually, finally, I was able to make it back to my hotel at 1 in the morning. I would say, successful first day in Japan.
Just walking around the Chinatown here is just, it's a little much. There's so many bright lights. Like if I kind of turn this way, you look down that alleyway, you'll see like nothing but signs for restaurants and just nothing but bright lights everywhere. I feel like a moth addicted to a lamp right now. I'm not even joking.